And now we are joined by the man who has made the most out of this crazy global situation. I call him the COVID conqueror. You call him Brian Boom Kelleher with another brilliant win once again, this time in the Apex. Brian, how the hell have you done this? How have you managed to propel yourself to a whole different stratosphere throughout a situation where most people don't know their arse from their elbow? It's pretty amazing to me.
Yeah, it's been crazy times. It all started in January with my job on the line, pretty much, and I got that big win. And then the pandemic hit, and I said, this is a chance to get opportunities and to take them. So I saw the UFC was making fights that, some didn't make sense, and they were giving opportunities to guys, that wouldn't typically get them. And I was like, you know what? I'm taking full advantage of this. I'm going to make sure I'm in shape. And, I'm happy the UFC was willing to let me fight at 145 multiple times. So that really helped out as well.
Yeah, I mean, but last week itself was crazy. How many different opponents did you have within the space of a week? And how close were you to spending all that per diem money on the Vegas Kush?
Yeah. Oh, it was spent on the Vegas Kush. I might have to take a celebratory hit with you guys on the air, to be honest. But if I'm allowed to, I'm not sure the rules and regulations. But
you do whatever you want, darling.
all
We
right.
do whatever you want to do.
All right. So yeah. So well, then before I answer the question, right, we might as well get set here and get after it, right? I mean,
Yes. He has
cheers
just
to the
produced a beautiful bong here, and get one into you. Good man, Brian. No
Go
messing
for it. Look at
around.
this. No messing around.
Look at that. The victory blow.
I should get my game up.
cheers to the Vegas Kush. Yeah. It was a hell of a week. Now my brain's gonna be all scrambled. But yeah, it was crazy. It was already scrambled. I had three different opponents. Ricky Simone to start, everyone was excited for that fight. Then we had Kevin, the TV dad, and then it moved on to Ray Rodriguez, and that was just the last night. So it was wild. It was hard to keep my focus, and just kind of stay the course because I'm thinking, what about this guy? What about that guy? If we fight this guy, we're gonna do this. If it was just confusing, trying to game plan, and it just came down to improvisation. Just get in there and feel it out and get the job done. So everything went honestly, it went perfectly. It couldn't have went any better with the way that the fight played out. No injuries, no nothing. Got in and out. Got the bonus. Like it's amazing, man.
And who thought of the brilliant idea, man? That Stone Cold music.
Yeah,
When
it
that
was
played,
awesome.
The internet just exploded. And it suits you so
Yeah.
well, man. Who thought of that? And is it
Yeah.
going to be a thing that stays from now on?
I think I gotta run with this, because I saw that everybody was going nuts about that. My coach Brian Michelino, my striking coach, he actually came up with the idea in training. He's like, we're thinking about entrance music, and he's like, dude, you're bald. Let's cut your Reebok sleeves. Let's come out with no we were gonna do the whole shtick, but they wouldn't let me cut the sleeves, and
Damn.
it was funny. Like I thought it was awesome. And then what was even kind of ironic was the opponent that actually ended up filling in Ray Rodriguez. I think he's from Texas, and so is Stone Cold. So that was kind of interesting. I think he was kind of like, I know that guy, like I know that music. But yeah, it was so fun to come out to that. I grew up as a big Stone Cold fan when I was a kid, and I figured why not, give him a little shout out. I actually did the Stone Cold Stunner to my cornerman, and they missed it. It didn't get on
see.
camera.
no.
You've been asking ESPN, right, to find that footage. They need to find this footage. It's very
Oh
important.
my God. It's so important. They got to get that, man. I thought it was like they must have been on commercial break or something, but I hit this stunner. It was epic, and I was hoping it was on camera, and I can't find it.
Did you have to get permission off Stone Cold or the WD, or did the UFC do that? Or because I remember when Colby did it with Kurt Angle's music, he had to get permission.
Yeah, no, I didn't. No one really needed to get permission or anything.
Oh,
I
cool.
told the UFC, and they just kind of hit it off, and hopefully Stone Cold's all right with it.
You don't want to stunner off him, Brian.
I know, I know. I was looking for knee braces. I was gonna do the whole thing, man.
I know this is from far back in your career, but the tweet that you have pinned on your account, every time you have one of these moments, I can't help but look at that and think, how far has this guy come? You have more traction than ever at the moment. People are really reverberating with you. But if no one has seen it, I'll read it to them. It says, I was down and out. Record of 10-7. Just another pro fighter. Got a full-time job. Was dating a girl who doubted it all. I told myself no more selling myself short. No more losing if I want to make my dream happen to be in the UFC. I won 7 straight all prospects. Now look. But now look again, right? Now look again. You were in a different zone once again. How good does that feel to have risen like a phoenix from the ashes and arrive at this point you're at now?
Yeah, it's amazing to actually just, hear that tweet back, because I don't really look at it, but like once in a while it'll get retweeted and I'll remind myself of, before I even got here and how it felt and why I wanted to be here in the first place and, the journey that it took to get here, the ups and downs. Some people have these fast propelled careers of being undefeated and you're 5-0, 6-0, maybe you get a Contender Series fight nowadays and you get right in. Whereas I had a lot of ups and downs and a lot of falls where I wasn't sure, like, am I good enough? Will I get there? I just took another big loss. And that's when I went on that big streak and I knew I had to win against big prospects that the UFC was looking at. So it's amazing to reflect on that and, to just stay in the UFC for this long. Now I've had 10 fights in the UFC, or maybe that was 11. It's amazing. It's even harder to stay in the UFC than it is to get here. So I'm really happy with my work and I just want to continue putting big wins together with the company.
Have you completed a contract throughout this COVID situation? Is that right? I saw somebody speaking about this online. Did you sign a new contract before this and basically are finished it already, or it's time to negotiate again, basically?
Yes, exactly. So
Amazing.
with the January fight, with the guillotine, it all started in January, the Boomatine. That got me a new deal. And I was coming off 2 losses, so I was like, it was, do or die there. That got me a new deal. And then I won against Hunter. And then I lost to Cody, but I needed to win this fight now to get to that renegotiation phase. And now I'm here again. So it's perfect.
You were speaking about the fact that you've kind of had, up and down career. But I feel like that's MMA that really suits the guys. It actually stands to them a lot more. And for a while, I know you were pursuing the Sean O'Malley bout. He said he didn't want it. But now I feel like that fight might make more sense than ever before. And I know you've been talking about the Pedro Munoz of the world, but that fight to me, like, I mean, this is a really compelling fight now after what's happened to Sean. I know you don't want to hang around. You want to fight every week. But I mean, when that comes up, I mean, surely your name's going to be at the forefront of that conversation when he's ready to fight again. And are you happy about that, or have you kind of put the O'Malley thing behind you at this stage?
Oh no, I mean, don't get it twisted. I'll still kick his ankles out from underneath him. I know the game plan is all set in stone right now. But yeah, no, I think that fight's always going to be intriguing. It's one of those things. I guess you call it the money fight of the division, right? But the only problem is, like, we don't make more money to fight him unless it was like a case of where if he was champion or something like that. So I kind of look at things 2 different ways. I look at, like, things in a business way, like, let's build my name and my brand, and that would be an O'Malley fight. And then I look at things as you're here to become a champion, and let's aim for the best guys in the division and fight someone of the likes of Pedro Munoz that puts you in a title run. So it's kind of hard to pick at this time of my career, at my age. I'm kind of like, it's now or never. Like, let's get after it. Like, if they offer me a big top 10 guy, like, I'm taking that over the O'Malley fight at this point.
Brian, your good pal Darren Till, obviously with his tweets and things like that. We Darren here in the show a couple of weeks ago, and he sort of questioned Sean O'Malley's resolve, and he more or less said he thought Sean should have routed out the pain. He would have done it. He's seen other fighters do. What did you think of the whole situation of Sean when he fought Marlon Vera in that fight?
Yeah, I think people don't really resonate with that cockiness, especially, when you face defeat and the first thing you're doing is trashing the guy that beat you, and you're just talking down about him, and you're kind of being brash still and not really accepting the fact that you lost and being you being a sore loser, I guess you would call it. But, like, I don't like that either. Really doesn't resonate with me, and I feel like especially the fact that the guy's not even really injured, it makes it even worse on him. If you had like a torn ligament or something serious where we could understand, like, okay, that's not quitting, that's like you really got hurt and you couldn't finish the fight. You had to stay on the ground. But, like, people see that, and they're like, listen, man, you're in the UFC and you're just kind of falling over from a kick, and you're not fighting back, and then you're complaining about it after. Like, no one really wants to see that.
Do you think that people in the division see him in a different way based on that, Brian, based on what happened there? Like, I mean, I can't speak to it, right? I'm not a fighter. I don't have the crazy pain threshold you guys have. But it seems like a lot of fighters have commented on this, his reaction, and there's been obviously his team have come back and he's had his 2 cents on it. But do you feel as though that situation there is probably going to have to stay with him for the rest of his career?
Yeah, you know what? In this sport, like as soon as he comes back, and if he gets another highlight win or something like that, like it'll probably go away. That's just how the sport works. But for now, while he's out, it's still lingering. You know, it's really until your next fight where you can kind of erase the past. I feel like at this point, people kind of look at him in a different light, and they kind of want to see now, like this is the time now where we figure out who Sean O'Malley really is how you bounce back from defeat and being somewhat embarrassed, although he's playing it off like he doesn't care at all. This is where we kind of see the true character of fighters at this level.
Are you going to give yourself a couple of weeks off
now?
No. What's he going to do? Look at this. He's already ready to go. Throwing digs in his apartment.
I was on a bike ride before this. I was trying to just get a little listen, some low intensity, steady state cardio. I just try to stay active, especially after that fight with not taking any damage. I'm like more inclined to get back to the gym quicker. But mentally, you have to focus on your mental state as well in this sport, and I feel like that's so important. And I think for me to not burn out and to not just get right back in the gym and get after things is important. Take a little bit of time, whether it's 3 days, 4 days, a week, like just let yourself settle down and kind of take it all in and let your mind just relax and appreciate the freedom that you have after fights where there's no pressure on your shoulders. There's no selfishness where I got to be here at this time, I got to eat at this time. Like, there's so many structural things during fight camp that, when it's over, it's kind of a nice release to just be a normal person for a little bit.
Do you feel like your relationship has really improved with the UFC from these last few fights since May, maybe? Because I really feel like you're a go-to guy for them now. They see you as a company guy. You're ready to step up to the plate no matter what happens. Like 3 opponents in a week is insane. Like surely they are gonna have to pay you back for this, right? Fight Island I think is a great way to pay you back.
You know what I think's a great way? An extra $50K on my next paycheck. And a pension. Thank you. But I think for sure, I've noticed lately, they're definitely getting behind me. I think they understand who I am as a fighter now. They see that I'm a guy that's willing to step up short notice, whatever it is, whoever it is. And I think they respect that. They appreciate that, and I'm happy that, to be part of this company and to be a mainstay now. I feel like, I'm settled into the UFC now. I feel comfortable there and I'm happy to be there.
I find it remarkable that you've fought so many times this year,
man.
And especially the 300 during COVID and everything that's gone on in the world, like your weight class as well, staying on point. Man, it must have been tough the last number of months. Has it been tough in terms of like keeping to weight and obviously washing your hands and everything that goes along with that as well?
Yeah, it's been tough, man. I feel like with the UFC allowing me to fight at 145 has really eased things for me because my weight changed. It's not even from a discipline standpoint. It's from like the training. Like the training was adjusted for like a month or two, and it wasn't as intense and as up to quality as it usually would be. And just that made me gain like 3 or 4 pounds naturally. I was lifting weights more. I was doing more home workouts. I was doing everything I could. I was running outside. But when you're not sparring and you're not wrestling and doing jiu-jitsu every day and your body's used to a certain level of intensity, things are going to change. So for me, it was the weight, and I was like, I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm panicking about making weight. Will they let me fight at 145? And that's where that came about. So they let me do that. And I just ran with it. I'm like, listen, let's do it again. I'll fight this bantamweight at 145. I'm sure he doesn't want to cut weight. We both go in healthier. We both go in with better energy. It makes for better performances, so they've been graceful with that. I've been happy that they've been letting me do that. It's been making it easy for me to take these short notice fights and be ready to go whenever they call.
Well, long may it continue, Brian. An absolute pleasure to speak to you. You're an absolute legend. We love having you on. We're so happy that we finally got you on the new podcast, The Bash.
Yeah, definitely. Appreciate it, Brian.
And can I just say, for a while, Sean O'Malley was kind of pitching himself as an honorary Irishman at bantamweight. I think you could be a better fit for that. What do you think? Brian Boom Kelleher. That's a very Irish name, too.
Can we adopt
I
you?
think I'm a better fucking fit for it. Fuck O'Malley.
So you're saying we can adopt you?
Can we
That's
adopt
okay.
you? Yeah.
I'm the adopted son, man. Kelleher all day, baby. Let's
Yes.
go.
Loving it. Loving
Beautiful.
it.
Brian, enjoy the rest of your time. Enjoy the
Appreciate
rest of
it,
your
man.
Vegas, Kush. We love you very much, and we'll talk to you again soon, my friend.
All right. Much love, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All the best. Thanks so much.
All right. Take care. Bye.